I was going to sing Happy Birthday to NWA, but you don't want me to do that.
Mm-mm.
Sure. No. Oh, well, you don't have to agree.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. To be fair, I haven't actually heard you sing.
There we go. You don't know. But you're not going to. But NWA 76 Part 1 review show on the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast is right now. And you've already heard my co-host who's actually been busy because number one, she's not wearing the merch, but she's not wearing the merch for a reason. She's been busy at a show this evening. It's my NWA compadre, Miss Fiona Lochran. Hello. I sounded
Hello,
like
I
Mr. Tumble
am.
then.
What's that?
I sounded like Mr. Tumble when I said that.
I am
Anyway,
literally just in the door. Cheeky wee midweek show for us tonight, so that was fun.
it's not midnight yet, but it is
Feels
close.
like it. It's been a long day.
It does indeed. It's been a long day, but it's been an end. So NWA 76. So before we even start, there was an announcement on Monday that announced that was it Monday? Yes, it was Monday. That announced that NWA would be streaming on X for at least 5 weeks, and basically means I believe these 5 weeks are all going to be related to NWA 76 initially. Thoughts on that to begin with?
Great that the whole world gets to see it. I'm not entirely sure that I was fond of the way it was announced. Oh, we're rewarding our loyal fans and those who haven't been able to watch overseas, going on at us for a couple of months. And I'm like, try the best part of a year almost.
Yeah, it was a
Um,
while.
I'm glad that people are going to get to see it, but I'm also kind of like, well, I think they might have lost some people,
Mm.
particularly non-domestic, as they said, fans who haven't been able to access it. So I'd be really keen to see what the viewing figures were like for it last night.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I don't know if we'll ever see that, if we can ever find that
I don't
figure.
know.
You
I
know.
don't know. But I'm glad that we got to see it because up until Monday we were kind of like, will we, won't we, will we, won't we? So it was good to see. And I'm not gonna lie, it was a banger of a show last night.
It really was. Only two matches on the show. We'll get to them in a minute. And of course, we were told that this show was going to say that the NWA owner, Billy Corgan, was going to give us an update on the future of the NWA. It was a long promo, hence why there's only two matches on the card for NWA this week. And effectively, that was a non-announcement to an announcement. It was just basically Billy saying that he will be he will be here, or NWA will be here for as long as he's owning the product, or as long as he owns the company, NWA will be here. So very much an anticlimactic announcement. He did say, however, that he offered Shane Douglas the chance to be at Philadelphia, and Shane Douglas did not want to do it. That being said, we did get a cameo from the Blue Meaning and they did dance
They, in a fashion.
in a fashion. But a bit disappointed that we didn't get. I know that we knew already because we'd already sort of, the spoilers and that didn't mention or anything that Billy had said about the future, but still, maybe was expecting maybe a video package or something.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think I naively expected, we knew the announcement was a non-announcement
Mm.
because no one who'd been at the show live at the time had come back and said, Billy said this or Billy said that.
Yeah.
I naively kind of thought maybe there'll be a video package saying, you've got 5 weeks of X, and then after that, we are going to be airing on here or
Yeah.
streaming on here. And it was nothing. And I was like, okay, I feel like I've been hoodwinked a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't, it wasn't the best of where it was not an announcement really at all. It was just a bit disappointing. And to be honest, I fell into your trap. Well, what you just said, I thought exactly the same thing. That we were going to get something about where it was going to be after the 5 weeks or something along those lines. But
Which kind of makes me think that they don't have anything sorted yet.
and I still think perhaps the interim is obvious. The interim is YouTube. That they've still got the YouTube. Um, they've still got the YouTube channel open, and it makes
And
sense.
they've been uploading. They've been
Yeah,
uploading loads of content to it lately, but I don't know. I really don't know.
it's a shame because we're going to be in the same limbo in 4 weeks' time.
I hope and I pray that whatever it is, whatever they're working on is an international deal. Because I'm not gonna lie, I am going to be even more pissed than I was earlier on this year if it's not an international deal.
And we don't need that.
No, no.
That is for sure. We
Billy,
do
I hope
not
you're
need
watching
that.
and listening.
There you go. And we don't need that at all. But yeah, we'll see what happens going forward. But we was treated to two absolutely fantastic matches on this.
Oh, it was so fun. So
It
fun.
was brilliant. The first one was Knox and Murdoch against Kerry Morton and newly crowned junior heavyweight champion Alex Taylor of the Southern Six. No Frillbilly, no Smalls. They had security on the aisleway, so they couldn't get down. So it was the first match,
And it was for the tag team championships.
and it was for the newly won tag team championships that Knox and Murdoch had, and it was the first match that didn't have any interference.
No, I just like to say two things about this match. First up, those Southern Six jackets. I want one. I love those jackets. Those red jackets with the stars on them. They are beautiful. They are my kind of jacket. Second, so blooming good to see Knox and Murdoch with those belts around their waist.
Yeah, well, so Kerry, Alex, and I suppose Phil, but you've got one too. If you ever get rid of those jackets,
Bring them this way.
yeah, I would like them. Yeah, I mean, it was good. These two teams have such great chemistry. And yeah, it was such a good back and forth tag title match. Obviously,
And it was a jump start as well.
yeah,
So the Southern Six went straight for it, didn't wait for the bell or anything, and it went straight out the ring, straight off the bat.
it was crazy. But these two, I could watch those two teams do it all the time. It was such a great tag match. I really enjoyed all aspects of it. And again, because there was only two matches, and it went a long time as well. And I was checking it, and I was like, wow,
We're so used to the NWA matches recently being really, really short.
yeah.
So it was nice to actually get something with a bit more substance to it.
Yeah, it really was. I thought it was great. I thoroughly enjoyed the match between this match actually. It could have gone either way. I was there's a number of times I thought, wow, Southern Six are going to win it, and then
Not
finally
close.
they did. But then finally Kerry Morton ate the high low, literally ate the high low from Knox and Murdoch, and they retain the tag team championships, which is fantastic news. Obviously, we don't really know what's next because they're taping this weekend. Am
They
I
are
right?
taping this weekend,
On
yeah.
the top of
They're in
Crossfire's
Tampa.
Black Harvest as well. This
Yeah,
weekend.
absolutely. But just going
Um,
back to your point about
yeah.
Kerry eating that high-low, he did actually tweet out after the show last night about it, and I popped for it. I can't even remember what he said, but he was like, he's like something along the lines of, I had no way out, basically. I didn't want to eat that high-low, and I did.
He
I
did.
need to see if I can find the tweet actually, because it was really funny.
What do you think's next for Knox and Murdoch? So we're assuming that the Southern Six feud is now closed.
Yeah,
Um,
and there's nothing really for Blunt Force Trauma either, because they've done a lot with them as well. So
so who steps up?
other tag teams, Odinson and Kratos,
Mhm.
that would be a good one. I think I would
Yeah,
like to see them.
meat slapper.
Baron and Jax,
Yeah, the Baron. Yes, Baron and Jack's fixers.
Fixers, yeah, absolutely,
Fixers.
absolutely.
Hmm.
So there's a couple of options. It'll be interesting to see what happens down the line. I'm not really sure. I'm just trying to think who else. Obviously, they are bringing in a lot of people that are non-contracted talent for the tapings, so there might be some teams coming in from there.
Primo and
I really,
Epico being
really
one of
don't
them.
know. I'm still looking for that tweet. Sorry.
Primo and Epico colon being one of them.
Absolutely. Yeah, that could be an interesting one.
Very much so. Be very much looking forward
There
to.
we go. I've got Kerry's
You
tweet.
got
So he
it?
tweeted this out 21 hours ago after it aired. Admittedly, getting hit with the high low knocked me out. I wasn't ready. Therefore, the match doesn't count against a win or loss record.
No, I'm
Yeah,
pretty
Kerry,
sure it
suck
does.
it up, Buttercup.
Okay, is this where we now see the Southern Six maybe all concentrating on their singles careers now?
That's a very good option, but I something would I'm loath to say this, but it'd be interesting to see them with tag champs, the junior heavyweight championship, the TV title, the national title, like them to have the tag belts and all the singles belts, bar obviously the £10 of gold.
Well, that was my thing for Kerry. Does he now look at the? We'll get into that because that's the match coming up after. But does Kerry Morton maybe switch gears and go after the champion, shall we say, at this point?
Potentially,
Mm.
potentially, I think that's maybe a little bit of a way off for him. I think if I was Kerry, I'd be looking at the TV title or the national championship first.
Hmm.
Um, I could see him going for it down the line. I think now's just a little bit too soon.
There. Well, we got 4 weeks before because obviously we got the whole of 76 to get through before we even get to the next set of tapings, which is this, as you say, this was we said earlier, which is this coming weekend. So it'll be. Or did they tape before? Have they taped since 76?
I can't remember. That's terrible, isn't it? No, I don't think. No, I don't think they've done. They've done some territory shows. They because I think 5 weeks of this will take us up to Samhain.
Oh, then we're going to be a couple of weeks behind Samhain, aren't we?
So it depends what happens. And this is my whole thinking. I'm like, with what's happening with whether it's going to stream or where it's going to air. I would love the live events to come back, but I don't know if that's something that they're. I don't want to watch a Samhain in November or December,
Yeah,
unless it's early November. But
because that's technically where it's heading, isn't it? Because
yeah.
unless these tapings are the tapings post Samhain, but then I suppose at the next set of tapings, what's next from them and the Southern Six, of course. And it brings us pretty much. I mean, they had some promos. Latimer and EC3 did have their final. It was great to see,
It
mate.
was lovely to see my Valentine back. Yeah, missed her,
We
so it's
missed
been good
that.
to see
No,
her.
nothing against you, Carl, but mate,
We
you,
like me.
we do like mate. Um, yeah, so they've had their promos, and the promos had finished. It was time to settle the score. Latimer, EC3. Half of the 60-minute time limit. An incredible main event between these two.
They're
Uh,
so evenly matched.
yeah, it literally that was it. That was it. They are so evenly matched in there. They've got again. I'll talk about the word chemistry. They've got great chemistry in there between the two. The ending was interesting though because EC3 had the match pretty well. I would say had the match won. He hit the 1%er.
He hit the 1% a couple of times through the match though as well, including one on the kind of ring apron
Yeah, the
on the
hardest part of the
outside. I
ring.
was like, "Ooh, that looked harsh."
Yeah, very harsh. But he
And there
hit
was
the center in the ring. And you would think that you would go for the pin at this point
he
because
didn't.
he didn't. He went to get a chair. And initially it was like, well, if he's going to use the chair, he's going to get DQ'd and he'll retain the title anyway. Then he decides to sit the chair down. Now, wasn't this what he'd done at their first ever match that they done?
I think so, yeah.
He got the chair and he started basically just going about,
Just giving Tom a bit of a lecture, really.
yeah, and how he's not going to beat him and, blah, blah, blah. Um, then Latimer fought back. And the interesting bit,
Oh, I'm like, whoa.
what's going on here? And then he does it again. I can't remember what the move is called. It's throwing me now because I haven't written it down this week.
It's not Confusion Bay, is it?
No,
You've got
it's
Confusion Bay, he's got Velvet Noise.
only there's something side of
I
something
can't
side of half.
remember.
Sorry,
Honestly,
Tom.
that's terrible.
Tom, it's late over here in the UK. I've just come off another podcast. I've got mine. I didn't write it down. NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
honestly, chuffed to bits for him. So, so unbelievably happy for him. He looked a little bit shell-shocked. He looked a
Yeah.
little bit, he wasn't celebrating like a champ. I think he was
No.
just like, and EC3 looked a little bit shell-shocked as well.
Yeah.
Um, it's a lot to take. There was a lot of back and forth in it as well. I scribbled loads and loads of notes. There was German suplexes in it.
Yeah.
There was a spinning back kick at one point by
Mhm.
Thom on EC3. Now, like we said earlier, there was a lot of stuff outside the ring.
Yeah.
EC3 even had a dive through the ropes,
You
which
did.
the
Yeah.
comms team were like EC3 that we're not used to seeing.
Yeah.
I don't want to say reckless, but that's almost like that's not an EC3 kind of move to do a dive outside the ring like that. He's
Yeah.
very much a cerebral assassin, I want to say almost. Like he's very much a
Grappler and a
yeah,
ground
but
and pound.
he's a psychological wrestler as
Yeah.
well, I
Yeah.
think, very, very much so. So we did see a kind of different side to him.
Yeah.
Eh, I'm buzzing for him, absolutely buzzing.
Yeah. It was great to see, and it was like a 26-year, wait really for him. And for him to finally win that £10 of gold is an incredible moment for him.
I am delighted. Congratulations, Tom. I'm super proud of you, pal.
Big time congratulations, Tom. But the hard work now is you were the hunter. You're now the
The
hunted.
hunted, that's it. He's got a big target. Because obviously, does he go? Has he got a rematch in his contract? Does he have a rematch clause? Does he get that? Do I want to see EC3 and Tom go at it again? Not sure I do right now. Maybe down the line. But
Mm,
yeah, it is, and I think that's that age-old question. Like you've reached the top, you've been at the top, you're now a step down again. Where do you go? Like, do you go and hunt for another title? Do you? I don't know. I think he has to
I,
probably
I've lost
show
track
it.
of it. I've lost track. Didn't announce anything for next week, did they? I didn't write that down.
I did not write that down, but I think they might actually have, and there might have been something that's really bad.
It's bad for both of us. It was a difference watching
It
it.
was a late night. Like I watched it live when it came
Yeah.
out, so it was a late night for me, and I had a really long day at work yesterday.
And then grab my pen and rewind all over it. But I didn't do that this week. But I will do it going forward because they always normally announce some matches that are coming up on next week's. Anyway, this was always going to be a short review because we only had two matches to
But
get.
two bangers. If you've not seen it, it's
Yeah.
on X or
Yes.
Twitter or whatever you want to call it, and it'll give you a feel for that. But a lot of people from the UK will know Tom as Bram from TNA or Bram from the independent scene over here. Um, it's worth going to go and look and see how he's getting on, definitely.
Definitely watch it. And also, if you're a promoter over here and that you want to go and watch the NWA to check out perhaps people to that come over, because we know there's AJ Kazana's coming over, we know the Southern Six are coming over at the moment.
EC3's in the country as
Yeah,
well.
he's got some dates available. Great to see a sold out crowd as well.
Yeah, they were good last night. It
They were,
was, yeah,
they
I
were
should have been
brilliant.
there.
Yes, we would have loved to have gone out to see that for sure, but unfortunately we couldn't on this occasion. But who knows? NWA 77, maybe. We will never know. You have to, as you would say, Fee, watch this space.
Absolutely.
Watch this space for sure. But look, you've been a busy bee working today and you've come on the podcast straight after the show. What else is going on in your world?
I have a weekend off.
No way.
I think I'm going to sleep quite a lot.
Yeah.
Catch up on some sleep. Next weekend, however, is a different story. Next Friday, which is the 11th, I have a show with Pro Wrestling Scotland. On the 12th, Main Event Entertainment are off to Dunoon for a wander, which is a nice wee couple hours drive away. And then Wrestling, Valor Wrestling, and W3L while he's in the country. He's worth checking out as well. If you don't know who August Artois is, go and have a look. He is the FIP World Heavyweight Champion, and he will be defending that belt against, I believe, Krieger at Dunfermline on Sunday next week. So that's busy. I've got shows on and off all the way through October, and inside the ropes, I have Brutus the Barber Beefcake in the country towards the end.
Keep those.
Please.
There you go. Keep the damn shears away from Fee. My God, I just checked the interviews we've got coming up. It is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, we're going to be busy.
You're on most of them, Fee. You're
That's
on
what I'm
most of
saying.
them.
We are going to be
Really
busy.
busy. Let me just run them off really quickly. Obviously we're recording, so not saying they're coming out tomorrow, that we're recording tomorrow with our good friend Joe Kazana from JC.
I'm excited for that one.
We can also Friday, I am recording with Vince Russo. That should be fun. Ahead of
That will be.
that will be a hell of a lot of fun. Next week, we are recording a part 3 with Eric Bischoff as well,
I'm ecstatic. I'm
which,
excited to see him again.
which is going to be a deep dive into WCW. So get some WCW questions ready. I'm trying to be different. I've got a few questions that I'm hoping he hasn't been asked in the past. So I'm more interested in like not necessarily about the storyline stuff, but more the office side of it. Anyway, hopefully be coming on to talk about his NWA experience. That's the plan because he's this weekend he's out with NWA
In Tampa, yeah.
in Tampa. Also, former WWE Divas champion Layla will be coming on. That's in November though. We're going to be recording that in November with Layla. There's just so much going on.
There is loads coming up, and then obviously all our NWA territories have shows coming up as well.
Black Harvest this week.
It's
Thanks
this weekend. Oh,
Hoovy, Thom Latimer's
what is it? It's not Fight
title
Network.
match, is it not?
What's that?
Is that the thing? It's on title match. Is that
Title match, yeah. I might actually have to check that out. I don't have a title match subscription, but I quite like the idea of watching Black Harvest, so that could be good. Jay Lethal's on that show as well, I believe.
Hoovy as well? Hoovy.
Ah, okay, that'll be cool.
Hoovy's on there. Jay Lethal is on there. Tom Latimer's defending. Kenzie Page is defending the Burke against Tiffany Neves in a street fight.
Ooh.
Thanks for the support. Big thanks to TNA as well for giving us Hammerstone. That has got nearly 8,000 views. I have no idea. Must be me. I'm just going to
Obviously.
I'm taking all the credit for that. But yeah, big thanks to TNA for that. We've obviously Ignite is going to be November the 25th. Our turnbuckle champion Mark True survived last time. Survived being the operative word. Pins any member of True and his close personal friend Kieran Lacey, they will win the turnbuckle championship. So Mark's still got the odds a little bit stacked against him.
And then I actually have as well our friend AJ Kazana, NWA
Yes,
tag team, former tag team US Tag Team Champion, also from Jokesana Promotions. I've actually got his dates. He's going to be in Europe in November. So on the 8th of November, he's in SOS Wrestling in Colchester. In Wiltshire, and on the 24th, he's in SWW Wrestling in Stroud.
There you go. Go and check out.
So, and he's also looking for some other dates to fill while he's here. So
if you're a promoter, get him booked. If not,
yeah,
if you're a fan,
absolutely.
If you're a fan, go and watch one half of the Country Gentlemen in action over here in the UK across October and November. Interestingly, Crossfire have just this second tweeted out. And when they sort of these cryptic tweets, I always get rather worried. And they've put, can a major NWA championship change hands at a territory event? But the NWA cameras will be in the house as Tiffany Nieves takes on Kenzie Page.
Taylor, and that was at NWA Chicago. So it absolutely can.
It can. It's just very, I was a bit, when they sort of say things like that, and NWA cameras are in the house.
That's good. That's
good.
A positive thing because it means we might get to see it on the YouTube channel or whatever. So
yeah, it's absolutely
that's cool.
It's just
I like to hear that.
It's just when you hear, when you hear that, it's kind of especially when they put on the about putting about Kenzie Page and stuff. This was a quick one this week because of only 2 matches, but this is part 1 of 5 NWA 76 shows that you can see exclusively on X channel at 6:05 p.m. Eastern, 11:05 p.m. UK time on X. Just go to @NWA. They'll be streaming it there. Fee, and next week I may be doing this from the hot tub.
You have some rest and rehabilitation. I'm not sure I want to see you podcast from a hot tub, though.
Yeah, Bischoff might see me podcast from the hot tub next week.
Please don't do that to Eric.
I actually want him back on the show. So
he's a national treasure. Don't do that to him.
And I want him back at some point again in the future. So I won't do that again. But shall we do this again next week?
Let's do this again next week.
Let's do this again next week. And we hope to see you guys too. But until then, everybody, buckle down, stay safe, and goodbye.